Hey there, I'm Miska and welcome to HitScan, and today there's been a massive news drop for Overwatch. Jeff Kaplan's recorded one of those developer updates. I didn't know they still made those, but hey, that's cool. And yeah, we got a whole lot of different news that I'm gonna be trying to break down in this video. Now, I won't be going over exactly what he said, but I'm gonna basically just start in what I think is the most important and what's important to consider around all of these changes before you kind of make up your mind. Okay, so obviously the big thing here are the hero pools. From season 21, which is the next competitive season, it'll start in March, we will be having hero pools in Overwatch. This means that just like the map pool, there will be some heroes that are just unavailable for people to play. That is a massive deal. That's huge. They've been talking about this for a very long time regarding trying to switch up the meta without just having the players ban out characters. Now, my first reaction to hero pools is that okay, we're gonna be getting a different sort of style to play every single week as well, and Jeff said this could even be adjusted to go down to between every match, but I feel like the weekly thing seems the most reasonable at the moment, and that means that we are no longer going to have any set metas. You will just not be able to play some characters that might have been quote-unquote meta the previous week. That is a massive deal that completely changes up the way that competitive works and how people play Overwatch. And this is the first thing I wanted to talk about. The Overwatch devs generally talk a lot about not changing or forcing players to change their behavior in the game, but rather making it, you know, a little bit more fun to do something else. So say in this case, they don't want to force players to play tank by having them, you know, queue up for, let's say, competitive and then lock them into tank without them knowing it. They want to incentivize those sort of behavior changes instead, like giving them loot boxes to play tank. In this case, you can no longer just go, right, I really want to play Sigma, I love playing Sigma, I'm gonna play him every match. You can't go into Overwatch with that mindset anymore, and that is a massive deal. And that's why this announcement actually really surprised me, because it goes against a lot of those sort of game design philosophies that they've been balancing and just designing Overwatch as a whole around. So yeah, that's obviously the biggest deal with all of this. I think it's important to consider that this is essentially hero bans, but Blizzard are the ones banning the heroes. Now, that's not to say that this is just flat out a bad thing. I think in a way, this is kind of fun and interesting to experience and see sort of what happens with. But yeah, like Jeff said, this is a very sort of experimental thing that they're gonna have to adjust and just see how it actually pans out in game. So yeah, in a way, they're destroying just metas as a whole, and they're really changing up this one-trick mentality and sort of lower personal player pool mentality that we've had in the Overwatch community for a long time. Jeff gave an example in the video saying that they could, for example, ban 3 or 4 heroes that would really define a meta. In our previous case, heroes kind of like Sigma, Orisa, Moira, that sort of stuff. And it's interesting to note that this is not just the case for competitive. In the actual Overwatch game, yes, you can only have these hero pools happen in competitive. Nothing else will actually be affected, but it's not just the game itself. Overwatch League will also have these changes, which is huge. And I know a lot of people on here might not be huge fans of the Overwatch League, or Overwatch League content tends to vary in popularity, to say the least. But just listen to this from the Overwatch League blog. How hero pools work. Starting March 7th, the Overwatch League will make 1 tank, 1 support, and 2 damage heroes unavailable for selection during matches each weekend. The heroes will be randomly selected from a group of eligible heroes based on play rate data from the previous 2 weeks of Overwatch League matches. Only heroes that are being played regularly can be pulled from the next hero pool. Wow, that's crazy. Next thing, no hero will be unavailable for 2 weeks in a row. Okay, that's probably good. Hero pools will not be used for mid-season tournaments, the play-in tournament, playoffs, or grand finals. All heroes will be available for those matches. Okay, that seems really odd to kind of put this into Overwatch League, but then not quite? I don't know, okay, sure. Teams will be informed of each week's hero pool approximately 1 week in advance of matches. I do not think that the teams will think that that's enough time, to be honest. Imagine having practiced Hammond for the past like 3-4 months and being picked up by a team for that, and then just 1 week where you really need to win some games. Hammond's just not in the hero pool, sorry, Blizzard have basically banned him, you can't play him. That is a huge change for Overwatch League. Interestingly enough, this same Overwatch League blog also had this very interesting bit. In January, we've deployed several quick patches updates to the game, including for the first time balance updates to the live patch. We wanted to give Overwatch League fans some visibility into how future patch updates will be integrated into pro play. 1. Our overall goal is to move balance updates as quickly as we can from the live game service to Overwatch League matches. 2. Whenever the live game receives a new patch, the Overwatch League will begin playing on that patch 2 weekends later. 3. Any mid-patch updates to the game that go into effect during a match weekend will be deployed for Overwatch League matches the following weekend. This is really interesting and a completely sort of different look at it from what we've had previously, which has been a much more fluid, up in the air type of situation where we never know what the Overwatch League will be played on. And the reason as to why I'm bringing this up is because this will definitely affect the way that people look at the game in terms of what's played and what's not. And in a way, we will not have as set situations of what's played in the Overwatch League and popular there. Oh, that should probably be the ranked meta as well, which in a way I think is good. I think it's probably mostly positive, but the way that these hero pools are structured and the way that they work for ranked and the Overwatch League still has me a little bit worried because there's a lot of things that could go wrong. So we're gonna have to wait and see exactly how that pans out, but just those possibilities being there is just, yeah, kind of worrying, not gonna lie. So that's essentially all you need to know about hero pools. They are not completely set on how many heroes they will ban each week, if it will continue to be each week for the rest of the year and, you know, the rest of Overwatch, how they will announce these bans or how they will announce the hero pool rather. But this is obviously a huge deal and we'll keep you updated as we get to know more, because I'm sure there's many questions from you guys, and I assure you that there are at least as many questions from me and Ryan to Blizzard, because yeah, this is pretty nuts. Some other things I wanted to highlight in this update that might be overshadowed a little bit is 1, the replay improvements that they're working on. So they were generally just talking about improving replays in various ways, and Jeff highlighted 2 features that I thought were pretty cool. 1, pinning to save or to sort of store a replay of a match. So you can pin that, and he said something about basically being able to keep that between patches as well, from what I understood. Pretty interesting, and I think that's a huge deal for people who do look at replays a lot and want to save things to look at a bit later. They don't want there to just be a patch the next day and then that replay is gone. So yeah, that's useful for sure. And on top of that, the best feature there, sharing replays. That is massive, especially for us content creators. If you guys ever wanna, you know, send in a game where you're like, wow, this weird thing happened to me, I didn't know that this worked this way, or that this part of the map functioned in this way, or I found this odd exploit, then you can send that replay and share it probably on Twitter. Maybe it'll be like a little code, kind of like a workshop code. Huge potential there for us to make content around, and also for just everyone to share and inform each other about their games and maybe get some help improving at Overwatch and those sort of things too. I mentioned it a little bit, but also the change in balance philosophy, going from Jeff saying stability and instead aiming to just change the meta. That is a pretty big shift, and I want to see exactly how that works out. So far so good, with changes that make sense and getting them into game very quickly. No thick Cree, but hey, still it's a big step forward compared to what we had in the past. And absolutely the Experimentation Card, which Jeff also mentioned, essentially just a new player card, or whatever you want to call it, between sort of quick play and competitive and the game browser. You'll have occasionally this Experimentation Card where Blizzard will just be testing new balance changes on the main version of the game for all platforms. So yeah, everyone can participate, even consoles. It's essentially a PTR Lite for just balance changes that the console community can also be part of. And last but not least on my list, the workshop update. It's hopefully significant, but I'm not gonna get too excited just yet. There's the fact that Jeff mentioned it as kind of like a bigger deal though, and that there would be a blog post about that workshop update does have me a little bit excited, not gonna lie. I will hopefully keep making sort of workshop highlight content, because I really enjoy making those videos when I haven't made them for a while, and there's some cool new stuff to check out. Whew, okay, that's basically everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, sort of clarifying some stuff, but really looking into kind of what hero pools really mean for the game and how they in a way sort of shatter metas and one tricks and this whole mentality and approach we've had to playing Overwatch for the past 4 years almost now. And well, I personally have been playing it since beta, and that was way over 4 years ago, almost 4.5 years ago. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. We'll see exactly what happens, but yeah, this is pretty mad. All right, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Overwatch content, because there seems like there's gonna be a lot of it. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.